Autism can be a scary word, especially the first time someone suggests that your child may have autism. Our son Ian had a traumatic birth, and we were told that it could create complications later in his life. Whether this caused his autism or not, we can't say, but once we received his official diagnosis of being on the severe border of the spectrum, we knew our lives would be different. When most people think or hear of autism, they probably can relate to episodes like this.
Calm down.
Don't choke yourself.
That is the reality we live with. Hardly a day has gone by where our son hasn't thrown at least one tantrum. He used to break things constantly. Going in public feels like Russian roulette. It's important for people to see this side of autism. It can foster compassion, understanding, and knowledge of how to identify and address autism, which can be difficult to the casual observer. After all, most autistic people don't have Down syndrome face or are drooling constantly. They look like normal kids, but their behavior is anything but normal. Of course, the main problem with showing the painful side of autism is that it can create distance or even hostility towards autistic people. We have heard people say some of the rudest and most hurtful things about our son, but we forgive them because they clearly don't understand what is going on in his poor little mind. The good news, and what people also need to see, is that autism can be beautiful and teach us things about ourselves that we didn't know we were capable of. They're the basics, like becoming more tolerant, more patient, more loving, more understanding, and less embarrassed about little things that regular people find so alarming. But that's just for starters.
Ian started out pretty much behind the curve in every capacity. When he first laughed, it took us by surprise because he was so quiet all the time. It also took him quite a while to learn to walk, and when he did, it was pretty amazing.
Good boy!
Yeah, you're walking! Yay! Look at you walk! Oh!
It also took him a long time to learn to count or to do ABCs. Now he can count to 20 and do the whole alphabet.
8, 9, 10.
It sounds simple, but some autistic kids at this level of spectrum disorder will never talk. We've learned that Ian has a beautiful mind and imagination. He sees things other people don't see. He finds humor in things that most people find mundane. Ian is also perfectly capable of playing video games and using interactive media. I would argue he's more capable than most 6-year-olds, and he even is better than me at some of these games. He loves movies and interacting with them as if he were playing in his own part.
I'm amazed at his capacity to reach out to others, which is rare for autistic individuals. He will walk up and hug people, sometimes kiss them, to their surprise. He doesn't have that personal bubble that normal people have spent years developing because they were taught it was rude. He simply loves to greet people, even if they are unsure how to respond. Ian loves to learn about cars and dinosaurs, and in that regard, I guess he's like any other boy. He will do his best to learn the names of the dinosaurs and will keep practicing until he gets things right. He's also learning how to write, with help from his schooling and his parents. He loves to sing songs, and it's really amazing how he can hold a note just after learning the song one time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
One of our favorite things is when Ian likes to cuddle and look at books or watch a movie. He will be calm and peaceful, sometimes lasting up to an hour or more. Things almost feel normal during those moments, and Ian seems to really open up to us during those times. We also love it when Ian says, "I love you."
I love you.
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 So what does the future hold for Ian, a boy in an unforgiving world with crippling autism? To coin a popular phrase, Ian was born that way. By all accounts, we should expect him to fail in society, to be a burden on us as parents, to never get married or get a stable job, and so on. But just because Ian was born a certain way doesn't mean he accepts his limitations as a permanent fixture in his life. He is constantly fighting, progressing, and defying what professionals expect from him. His teachers and counselors are amazed with his progress.
Towards the nose.
Good job. Control your body.
Go to the face.
Awesome. Get ready.
Get ready.
Perfect. Let's get a penny.
He refuses to accept all aspects of his label, autism. And even though he may never be what we call normal, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe he has a lot to teach others about overcoming obstacles, and certainly the world has a thing or two to learn from someone as wonderful and loving as Ian.